program is called Press Roundtable. It's a convergence of media practitioners who dissect news and current affairs to provide the right balance. So today on Press Roundtable, we will be discussing, first of all, on Delta State General Overseer orders arrested for kidnapping. And in Ogun State, teacher defies 13-year-old girl. Lagos State Court jails 2 fake EFCC officials, 46 years. In Abuja, 2 men stabbed sex worker to death in hotel. When we come back from the short break, I'm going to introduce my guests. Stay tuned. We're glad to have you back on the show. It's called for kidnapping. Let's look at the body of the stories. Operatives of Delta State Police Command have arrested 1 bishop, a general overseer and founder of a new others and others who are currently detained at the Ogeli Police A Division. Media learned that the general overseer, whose church is located in Abaho, was traced to a hideout after getting wind of the arrest of his wife and others. According to a dependable source, our bishop sent a text message of kidnapping and assassination to the other bishop, name withheld, whose church is more populated than his, demanding 150,000 naira, and out of fear he sent the sum of 100,000 naira to an account provided in the text message. The delay in sending the balance of 50,000 naira resulted in multiple kidnapping and assassination text messages from the suspect. Now, the text messages read, "Hello, Bishop. This is me, dust to dust. The members, black ass cultists, Aye, Ugolozon. Be informed that we were asked to assassinate you, kidnap and kill you right in your church at Abahu, but we therefore decided to change our mind based on one condition. We are demanding a ransom of 150,000 naira from you, which should be transferred into our account today, Monday 10th June. While looking for money to balance the payment, they sent another text to him with the caption, 'Hey, you feel say we no go fit do you anything. No worry, now back we go take enter you. If you know bail up the balance of the 100,000 naira, we go come for your life. Do you know how many people we have with us? Send the 100,000 naira. If not, you did match the line as your prayer of Holy Ghost fire on our head for your church after we done settle the matter. Do not bother to come to your church on Sunday, as we are going to shoot you on your head and chest to ensure that you did not survive, as we are urging you to say your last prayers." In the message sent, now the suspect revealed that his name is on the wanted list at Ekban, Agbaho and Ugeli police stations because of the havoc he has committed. Do you know how many people we don't kill? The chief that died by railway line was wasted by us, and if you can remember, Olorogo Tramadol that died was kidnapped by us. Upon his arrest by the combined team of police and a search conducted in his house, 3 army uniforms and over 20 SIM cards were recovered. Now contacted Delta State Police Public Relations Officer SP Edafe Bright confirmed the report that the investigation is on to unravel the incident.
What we should understand is that we should be looking at the matter from the public angle. All right? We look at the matter from a public angle because it is alleged that they have committed an offense. Okay? But if you look at who they are they are ambassadors of God. All right? Pastors are ambassadors of God. And as ambassadors of God, it is expected that they will act as ambassadors of God. And what is an ambassador of God? An ambassador of God is the preacher of the word and a trainer of his congregation. Obviously, you train your congregation. That's why the Bible says you teach. You teach your congregation for them to know the truth. And what is the truth? More of, you know, they are called, they abandon it, and now they are into crime. If you have the fruit of the Spirit, of course, there is nothing that will push you into criminality. All right? Because you abandon the gospel, you abandon your assignment, you abandon the Spirit, and you are doing things that are of the flesh. I hope I'm speaking in their language so that when pastors and other people hear it, they will exactly know what we are talking. All right? These men of the Spirit, but they have transformed and they have abandoned their spiritual life and are doing things of the flesh, who they know that is a negative. So I want to say that for their actions coming, otherwise, why should we be talking about money and balance of money? Those things are things of the flesh in the first place, because you know it is what has now pushed you into sin. The influence of money. When you are supposed to be thinking about the things of the Spirit, which can bring even divine supply. So I want to say that, you know, the attitude of a pastor to go to the extent of making threats and kidnapping, I think is not ordinary. It's not ordinary at all.
And if you look at
if it is in the public gallery that we are taking the matter, although, you know, we are not under any obligation to judge and be judged or condemn on, not to condemn anybody. But what we are saying is that for their offenses to come publicly, and if it is true, they should face the wrath of the law.
But if you now look at the body of the story, you remember that they've cited other people that they have kidnapped, killed this person and all of that.
Yes.
And now look at it very well again. You know that it's not just only him, his wife, the elders. Now, if people want to mastermind kidnapping, will it now be involved, will it be involved, will the whole congregation be involved? Because it's like the body of the elders, most of them were arrested. The wife was also arrested.
Smoke without fire.
Okay.
There's no smoke without fire. For the fact that it has gone to the corridors of police investigation, I think it's not something that we'll give on our own, all right? But we believe, it's just our belief and our opinion, that if it comes up on the right way of actually exposing, you know what I mean, the involvement mentioned in the matter, I think there could be conspiracy somewhere. There could be special arrangement somewhere. There could be certain promises somewhere. I hope you understand. If such things happen to materialize, because sometimes such arrangements take a lot of network to build. So if it will take a network to build, I think wherever the investigation, you know, appears to be, whatever it appears to be, let it.
Our men swung into action immediately after the matter was reported. The suspect was also believed to be attending the same church that the survivor attends every Sunday. He confessed to the crime after we arrested him. Well, this is a matter. So many parents invite some teachers, you know, outside the curriculum, like you understand, outside their own normal studies, in order to help the children improve in their studies and improve in their every, as in, you know, be of good students. Okay, because I don't know how this story is chilling. When I heard of it, when I read this story first, it was so chilling because it happens to be a 13-year-old girl child. It's quite a minor. And now let's go on to parents. How do you call someone to come and tutor your child without examining that person? There are, do you know, when you have some discussions with someone, you can ascertain the person's next line of action, his moral standing and all of that. But I'm here sitting down how parents will just invite anyone to tutor their children at home. What's your reaction on this story? The story about parents hiring their other teachers outside the classroom to come and tutor their children at home. Are you advocating same sex? Like, if it has to be a girl, let it be a girl. If it have to be a boy, let it be a boy, to minimize this. What's your reaction on this?
Yes, just like you have said, I have to take from where you stopped.
Okay.
Like I've said, if it is a male child, it should be a male teacher. Okay. And we should be monitored, all right? You don't just give somebody an assignment to do without monitoring the person. It's very important that you must monitor the person. You tell the person from the starting of the contract that as I give you this contract, remember I will monitor everything that you are doing. I hope you understand me. Even your teaching style, I must have to monitor it. I hope you understand, because you must do well more than the classroom to enable me get satisfaction. That is when you know the child gets it wrong at all the time. You need to fix it up as early as possible. All right? So, but what we are saying is that although we know the problem of emotional and some spiritual problems that normally affect human beings, so to speak, especially the male sex, we don't have to bother on whether such things exist. We have to look at it from the practical angle that most men and women do not want to live a good life. If you want to live a good life, you know what to do as a man. You don't have to go after small children whom you know can be your child. Not even that. You have spoiled the life of the child. The life of the child, you have spoiled it. Because the child will not grow up to become a decent child. You have introduced something to the child's life, which you know will not keep that child in the exact position that the child will be. And the child will be corrupt. On that side, the child will be corrupt. So the corruption that you have put into that child will mess up the child's life. Parents might not have the urge again to train the child. Hope on the child to get further education might not be possible. A lot of frustrations will go into it. If you are so pressed with it, you know what to do as a man. You don't have to go after children that, you know, that have hope. You destroy their hopes. You don't have to do that. So I want to say that such teacher who is giving knowledge, transferred the knowledge now into sex party, is annoying. Is practically annoying. That he failed in his duties, he failed in his job, he failed in is in the right to give education to another child. He failed every of his aspects, and therefore he should be punished. That teacher should be punished, given severe punishment
he has already
that will make him understand the evil that he has done. So that when others hear of it, when other teachers hear of it, knowing fully whether their duty is to give standards, ethical standards to children that will make them become leaders of tomorrow. If we mess up everybody, who is going to be leader of tomorrow? That's it. That's why you don't mess up people. You allow them to achieve their desire in life. You don't know whether that person will save you tomorrow. You don't know whether that person will become the governor that you know. However, that you can possibly call the person at any time to help you, to support you, to give him advice. So why should you destroy the person's future?
What about when you invite someone to train your children like this one? Because I believe not everybody will hearken to the suggestion of same sex. Okay,
Yes.
A boy to a man, to a boy, and a woman to a girl. Now, don't you think it's really imperative or necessary for parents to be asking their children questions from time to time? Because before this man could jump fence, who knows if he must have been making overtures to the girl, like trying to touch, abuse the girl. Or,
of course,
send some signals.
Yes, it has been a very notorious process.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Before it came to this level, it has been a notorious process.
Yeah, because the guy must have been doing something very nasty.
Notorious. It has been notorious.
And then the parents failed to find out from their child the modes, the way they have been going about with their studies and all of that. Because if you're a parent, will you say, now you're a parent anyway, will you now say that the parent has failed on their own part, or they didn't quite really do what they're supposed to do?
Yes, I think the parents, they didn't do what they're supposed to do. Because
if there is the interaction and communication, they'll be able to find out.
Apart from that,
there is no way.
if I'm around, I'm around at that time, I should be able to be there.
Okay.
Not face to face, but I should be able to be there somewhere. Yes, I mean, noting down what you are doing, and then, if you are doing well or you're not doing well, I should be able to fill out some areas where I want you to do what I want you to do for, because it's a private agreement.
What if you're not available at that time?
Yeah,
maybe you'll be going to work. You may also.
Yes. And as you said before, the child should be investigated from time to time.
Okay.
On monitoring and evaluation. You monitor what's happening, you evaluate the child's intake, the knowledge, the capacity, right? All those things are some of the things that the child will reveal to you. And you will know if the child is doing well or not. And then you also add value. You will also add value to what the child is doing. So the parents, of course, they failed. They failed in that aspect, because if they didn't fail in that aspect, they would have gone a long way to, to limit his emotions. Because it's as I said before, it has been ongoing. It started somewhere to somewhere. I hope you understand me. Somewhere to somewhere, and it had to push him into the crime. That's the thing. It started from somewhere, so it had to push him. So the influence has been there. So he should be properly punished. He needs punishment, so that others will see and know and make their judgment from it.
Because this is no longer allegation.
It's no longer allegation.
Acceptance. He has already accepted the crime.
They caught him. So they caught him now in the scene.
They caught him. But I wanted to throw a little light on when you say that the parents have to be there.
Yes.
Most parents are quite busy these days, looking for what the children will eat.
Sure.
Now, that supervision should be there. But if the parents, do not have that chance or opportunity to be supervising their children, at the moment,
yes,
they should also place other people to be monitoring them.
Of course.
Ask questions several times.
Of course, if they have neighbors, if you have guardians,
okay,
if they have sisters and friends whom they support,
or siblings.
yes, they can bring them in to be third party to what they do. To be a third party means to monitor what is happening at every point in time. There should be a third party, not only the child. Bring in a third party. That's it.
All right. We want to embark on a very short break. When we come back, we are going to look at the stories coming from Lagos. But I believe that the parents are watching, and parents should really take precautionary measures when it comes to the safety of their children. Because anyone you are employing, anyone you're bringing to take care of your children at home, you have to monitor, you have to investigate, you have to evaluate the child, whether the person is learning, your child is learning or not. You also need to ask if there is any overture occurrences, okay? Because if the child has been deferred, it's going to affect the person's psychological state, emotional state. It's going to take a long time for that individual or for that child, that minor, to recover. Okay. Now, well, let's embark. We'll continue with our stories from Lagos.
Sure.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human trafficker.
Honourable
You understand.
on them. They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day, our lives are changed by history,
We are one people, all of us.
leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing. You human trafficker.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, only on ATN.
All right, we're glad to have you back to the studios of ATN on the program called Press Roundtable. Now, let's quickly go to Lagos State. The Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos State, has sentenced two men, Ugu Chijoke and Ibrahim Adekunle, to a 46 years combined jail term for impersonating operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and executing a fake court order. This is according to a statement by the EFCC on its Facebook page on Sunday. According to the anti-graft agency, the convicts were arrested in May 2021 at New Horizon Estate, Lekki, Lagos, following credible intelligence received by the commission during which they were carrying out an illegal operation. At the time of their arrest, exhibits such as fake EFCC identity cards, jackets, and a court order allegedly from Mushin Magistrate Court were recovered from them. The suspects pleaded guilty to the offences when read to them, and following their guilty pleas, Prosecution Counsel Abdul Hamid Tukur presented a review of the case facts, requested the court to deliver a guilty verdict and impose the corresponding sentences. As you can see there, we didn't want to go into their reports and the verdicts of the court, okay? But now they said that these persons have been, parading themselves as EFCC EFCC officials and even impersonating courts. Can you imagine where we are heading to in Nigeria? Where someone will be so emboldened, and this, although they were apprehended in 2021, but the verdict has come and they have pleaded guilty to these offences. Where are we heading to? What do you think that really made these people, give them this audacity to come up and fake the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC? What happens to the conscience of people, knowing that definitely someday they will be caught and they will be prosecuted and jailed? What's your reaction on that story?
Yes, I think the problem that we are having right now in our society is not a good one at all. Crime, 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 crime. There is no good news about Nigeria. There is no good news about Nigeria. It's quite, this issue of crime everywhere is quite appalling. Nigerian, if you travel abroad and you call yourself in Nigeria, they would certainly know that you are coming from a troubled area, a crisis-ridden area, and you'll be given that kind of perception. It's not building our nation. how will people who know how furious, they know how furious EFCC officials are because of the kind of job they do. Now, how would you know the activities of such people? How would you know the rules of such people when you know doing the activity will bring much more pain to your life? It's quite unfortunate that Nigerians do not have respect for the force. Enforcement agents are agents that are empowered by the law. They are empowered by the law to arrest. If you are not given such power, how can you act? So I want to commend people that see this kind of unruly behavior and report them straight to the the appropriate authorities. It's quite unfortunate that our Nigerians do not have respect. I repeat again, respect for security operatives. It's quite unfortunate because this is our hope. If we continue faking people that are protecting us, how will you have confidence in the country that you are? Because anybody can do anything and go away with it. Is that the way we want to rule our life? That's not the way our leaders want us to rule our life. Our leaders want us to be obedient to the law, subject to the law, and in fact, overriding claim of whatever thing that you are doing should come from the law, so that there will be orderliness, there will be peace, there will be joy, there will be development. But if we fake each other and there will be crisis, there will be lawlessness, there will be crime all the time. And where will our future generations, where will they be? That is not the way to build Nigeria. The way to build Nigeria is that if you commit offense against the law, you should be what? Punished. So the 60 years is not even too much. They can double it. That's the take of the action.
I believe that this will also serve as a deterrent to those persons who are parading themselves as both the army, police, and all of that.
Yes.
If you're, I've also seen a case where they nabbed a man who posed to be a medical doctor, and because a life was lost in his clinic. So you imagine how, I don't understand why persons or people like that could have this kind of mind to perpetrate this kind of evil,
Corrupt-minded.
I believe that they will be prosecuted and punished severely. Okay. Now let's look at the final story. A woman identified as Zara Toa has been stabbed to death by two men who had checked her into a hotel. The incident was said to have occurred on Sunday night at a hotel in the Kubwa area of Federal Capital Territory. Our correspondent gathered that one of them stabbed the lady with a pair of scissors after an argument broke out between Zara and the men in the hotel room. Residents living close to the hotel who pleaded anonymity told our correspondent that the lady was a sex worker. He added that she was stabbed in the stomach and some other areas. The source said, "We woke up this morning to the news of the death of a commercial sex worker in a hotel in Kuba here. What we heard was that an argument occurred between her and the two men. She was stabbed by one of them in 7 different places, including in her stomach." Okay. The police had been here to evacuate the corpse to the mortuary. We learned that 2 persons have been arrested. When contacted, the FCT police spokesperson Josephine Nadi said 2 persons have been arrested in connection with the lady's murder. Ade said the FCT police command received a distress call from Galaxy Hotel that one Maman Ajia and Usman Lawal, both males of no known address, lodged in the hotel with one Zaratua. A disagreement later ensued between the trio, which led to Zaratua being stabbed with scissors. And upon receipt of the report, police operatives from the police division in Zazin, immediately deployed to the scene. Upon arrival, the medics said Ajia was beaten to a stupor by an angry mob. Now, the victim and suspect were rushed to Kuba General Hospital, where the doctors on duty confirmed the victim dead. They said investigation had commenced on the matter. This is very, very serious, Imagine a lady being invited to a hotel, but they already said there's a sex worker being invited by 2 men in a hotel. Then what are you expecting, So I think this is quite really bad on our young stars, the young ones who are growing, these young girls. What's your advice, because we do not have time, what's your advice to young ladies who are into sex working, making livelihood out of promiscuity and sex? What's your advice to them?
Yes, I think for ladies who are into promiscuity, the message is simple. You must know that you are not doing a legitimate job. Okay? Sex working is not a legitimate job. It's emotional, and therefore God has not said you should use it, you should use your body to get what you want. He gave you hands, God gave you legs, God gave you a head, and of course, there is what we call business venturing. All right? Business venturing is for you to identify the kind of business that you can do. You understand me? If you are not educated, or if you are educated and you still want to reskill into the business angle. All right? And there are so many of these things that you can do. So sex working is not an occupation in the first place, and it's not legitimate. So they have to know the consequences that goes with it. That you cannot predict who is who in your business, and it has something to do with your life. So if you see such life-threatening activities, you have to know the next decision to take. I will not advise you to continue with the business, because it's not part of me. I don't have any knowledge about it. But I'm just saying, from my own opinion, that being a sex worker is a very dangerous and, in fact, the most hazardous job.
No, but no.
Because a woman can undertake. Hazardous.
That one is
hazardous means it can destroy you at any point. So you have to avoid it. But for men who are going into such serial killing, of a woman whom, if you know you don't want the person, don't go. Take your money and enjoy yourself. Don't take somebody, don't invite somebody that you cannot pay for the services that the person want to render to you. And then you want to take the person's life. Well, why take the person's life? Taking the person's life means that you are acting in a, you have destroyed something else owned by the state, and the state is the one that will fight you and punish you as well. Not even the person that owns the hotel.
But my question now to you, does it mean that if one being a sex worker, we've already defined it is quite bad in the sight of God and the sight of man?
It's bad.
Really bad and destructive as well. But does it really guarantee that because the individual is a sex worker, then she can also be killed by another person?
No, the killing is where we are coming from. The killing is that maybe is maybe their arguments can come from any angle, but you don't have the power. That's where I'm coming from. You don't have the power to take another person's life. It is a universally accepted law and processes of ensuring that people live orderly. You understand me? What God prescribed for us, even when you become a Christian, is the fruit of the Spirit. What is one of the fruit of the Spirit? Love is number one thing. Love. So if you are a Christian, you understand me, or a Muslim, we might know, love is what they preach. Anyone, the love is the principal thing. So if you don't have love for somebody that has come to make love with you, what else can you give to the person? Is it that? Then you should be prosecuted in accordance with the rule of law concerning one that murders.
Exactly. Well, that's the much we can take for this program this evening. I just believe that whether one is doing a legitimate job, being a sex worker, should not warrant an individual to take the life of another person, because for as long as you are being caught, your life is also in jeopardy. Definitely the government will not leave you, the state will not leave you, the law will not leave you. That is just the thing, and that's where we come to the end of this program today. I want to thank you so very much for coming, Papa Mie. Thank you for coming up on the show.
Sure.
All right. Please stay connected on ATN socials. You can follow and like our page. We are on Twitter on Atlantic TV Net. We're also on Facebook. We're on YouTube on Atlantic Television Network. You can also check us out on Instagram, on TikTok, on Atlantic TV Network 1. We are also live on our website at atlanticnetwork.tv. You can check us on YouTube at Atlantic Television Network. ATM Press Roundtable, we provide the right balance, the right narrative in news narration. Global news comes up at 9 p.m. this evening. Just very few minutes, we'll be stepping into the newsroom for the global news. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. My name is Angel.
Yeah.